Hey guys, how's it going? So I believe that Aurora is breaking out right now. I think just looking at the chart, it's looking like it's gonna break out. At least this is my opinion. I could be totally wrong, and the stock could crash, but we will see what will happen. So let's begin. So first of all, Trump wants to pump the market. He wants to manipulate and pump the market. He wants the Fed to cut interest rate by a full point, so a whole percent, and then he should be happy. A percent cut in interest rate is a lot of money, and he wants to literally pump the market. He wants the market to keep going up, up, and up, and up. I don't know if there's gonna be I'm not an economist. I don't know if there's gonna be a really big consequence down the road from this decision that he wants the Fed to do. Uh, Comment down below what you think of Trump. Trying to pump the stock market. So Apple, I was totally wrong, but Apple still had, of course, weakness in cell phones, but they beat guidance by $500 million, $500 million, and the stock went up 5%. I didn't actually listen to the conference call, but I'm wrong, and I'm thinking that Apple in the future will continue to move to the upside. I think that Apple might even go all the way up, pretty crazy. But I think Apple's gonna make it back to $1 trillion and possibly beyond. That's what I believe that might happen in the future for Apple. But that's just my opinion. Because the market's gonna go up higher. Trump is pumping the market. And Apple is one of the big companies. If the market was to go up, Apple is going to go up. So, yeah, it's looking very good for Apple. AMD, and I was right about AMD. Well, they did beat guidance by a little bit, so I was slightly right. I thought it would go up after earnings. I was 100%. That's why I put a disclaimer. But it went up, and I have 2 call options on AMD, long-term call options, so it didn't really matter to me. Well, if it went down, I would have just bought more call options, because I do see a bright future for AMD. I listened to the earnings report, and they talk about being cash flow positive throughout the year, and they also paid off some debt this quarter too. So they're strengthening their balance sheet, and they're going to be going to cash flow positive throughout 2019. And I think 2020 is going to be also a very good year for AMD too. So, what am I talking about Aurora breaking out? Aurora broke out, today it had a false breakout, and then it just plummeted back. But near the end, there was some strange spike of volume. I really think that the stock wants to break to the upside and soon too. And I've been doing some research on the earnings. I think Aurora is gonna do very good on their next earnings report. At least this is my opinion. I will be sharing that over the weekend. Aurora earnings report prediction. So look forward to that. Afria, Aurora had a strange spike of volume, and Afria also had a strange spike of volume today too. Near the end, somebody went in and bought about 576,000 worth of share just before the market closed, similar to Aurora, but Aurora was more in the millions. It was 1.47 million volume just as soon as the market closed. So volume is increasing for Aurora, and Afria volume is also increasing too. So I don't know. I think if Aurora breaks out, it might drag Afria with it, but I could totally be wrong. After hours, Aurora is only up. It's only 4 more minutes till the market officially closed, and Aurora is up 2 cents, and Afria is actually down 7 cents. So I don't know what's going on. At the end of the day, I honestly, I'm not gambling on the stock. I'm gambling on the business. I'm hoping Afria is, making the right moves behind the scene. The stock can do anything. Stock can be manipulated, but I believe if the company executes on their business strategy and becomes, shows that they can become a major player in the Canadian market and international market, I think the stock will get rewarded in the future. Aurora is obviously the much better company. I think the difference between Aurora and Aphria is huge. I don't think Aurora deserves to be 4 times bigger than Aphria, but that's just my opinion. Maybe like 3 or 2, at least 2, maybe 3, at least 3 times. I would say 3, not 4, because Aphria is about 1.8 billion. So Aphria is about $2.5 billion, and Aurora is $12 billion. So that's like more than 4 times the value of Aphria. I think Aurora deserves to be at least 3, not 4, but that's just my opinion. I think right now, like, I honestly saying that I think Aphria is slightly undervalued. The only reason why it's slightly undervalued is because it has a bunch of pressure on, just bad earnings, short selling, illegal activities within the previous management. So, all that combined kind of really suppressed the stock price. At least that's just my opinion. Planet 13 was supposed to have its quarter report at the end of market close, and it has not released yet. Maybe they're planning to release it tomorrow, but it says right here, on Tuesday, April 30th, 2019, after market. So the market is closed, and I don't see the earnings report. I'm assuming it's going to show up either way later tonight, or it's going to show up early in the morning. We'll see what happens. But I'm interested in seeing Planet 13's earnings. I think if Planet 13 has if they flip a profit, I think the stock will go up. If they lose money, I think the stock might go down, because it's kind of already ran up so much already. So I'm thinking if earnings is bad, it could pull the stock down. But I do believe in Planet 13 for the long term, and I would love to see this price decline. I still do own shares. I own about 2,500 shares. I'm willing to lose that. I don't care. I would rather buy more if it decline in price, because I do like Planet 13 for the long term. Madman, bad, management is okay, I don't even know. Madman, to me, it's been downtrending for a while. I believe, I think it's gonna stay like this for a while until earnings report, and if earnings are bad, I think this stock could go down to $3. I don't know. That's just me saying. I still have my 700 shares. I would rather own Aphria over Madman. Honestly, like I like Aphria better than I like Aphria better than Madman, because I think Madman is overvalued at these prices. Regardless, that $2 billion versus what the total asset is. I think it's overvalued even at these prices. But if you look at the chart, it's it's been 350, 365. It's like that shows the bottom of the chart. So, but long term, maybe I don't know. They're losing too much money. Management needs to show that they're not gonna lose butt tons of money moving forward trying to build the company. If they can show that and prove it to the management, I believe that the stock will get rewarded big time. So let's hope that management is really working on their finances, reducing their costs, and improving the not losing as much money, because I don't think they're gonna stop losing money, but if they can reduce the amount of money they lose per quarter, that could really help the stock out. So Kiran Life Sciences had some recent news. They a bit they distributing to pharmacies like 900, and they just added additional 150 stores. I think this article here is nothing more than trying to pump the stock up a little bit more. That's what I think. But because they released this news, and then the next day, like, oh, this news caused the stock to go up 10%. Next day they decide to release this news to hope the stock go up a little bit more, but it did the opposite, and it crashed, and then it recovered. So let's see where Kiran goes in the future. But I honestly believe, like, Kiran could attract some rich people to their stock, but I think rich people would rather own Canopy, Aurora, Kron, maybe Afria because of the compelling balance sheet they have. That's what I think big investors would rather, like really big money would rather invest into than into a highly speculative stock called Kiran Life Science. I think Kiran Life Science at the end of the day is going to be a buyout target for one of the big players like Canopy, possibly Afria, Cantras. I think they're gonna. I think they could execute. They could show that, hey, we're making $100 million of revenue and gross margins of this and that, and the stock could go to be $1 billion or $2 billion. But I don't know. I don't see it. I see Kiran Life Sciences as an acquisition target. That's what I think in the future is gonna happen. But I could be wrong. Kiran could be its own giant. Just saying. Bam, Body and Mind. So I was totally wrong on Body and Mind. They did not acquire any company. They raised money, which kind of expected too. Like, I knew they had to do something, but I didn't think the stock needs to be halted for a whole day to raise $10 million. Like that's seriously kind of weird in my opinion. But hey, they're well capitalized now, so that's good. I honestly believe that it's gonna be bouncing around between $1. I think the low. I think $1.55. It'll probably bounce from $1.55. Worst case scenario, it could go all the way down to around $1. But that's why I'm thinking it's gonna be trading between $1 to $2. I don't think it's gonna pop back to over $3 anytime soon in the future. At least this is my opinion. I could totally be wrong, and the stock could just fall all the way down and rally all the way back. Just be extremely volatile and give people hundreds and hundreds of % of returns. It's possible, but I kind of doubt it. Do I believe in BAM in the long term? That I think $100 million kind of undervaluing the company, kind of. So at $1, it'd be like $72 million. At $1.50, it'd be like $100 million. I think $1.50 is a good price, an entry price. But no, I'm not gonna make a really, really big entry price unless this thing really falls back to like $1. Then yeah, I would maybe make a big purchase into BAM. But right now, I'm going to treat it as nothing more than a swing trade stock. Disney is up 22 cents after hours. I just wanted to point out I did add to my position in Disney. Not going to disclose how much, but I'm hoping Disney really tanks after earnings. I'm kind of worried that Disney won't tank, but I'm hoping it tanks. Like, I'm hoping it just crashes to like 125. It would make me happy, or 120 would make me happy, because I would be buying big if I see 120. Definitely be putting a lot of call options into Walt Disney if it hits 120. But my gut feeling tells me that it's not gonna ever do that. I think the worst case scenario, it hits about 130, and then it just trades between 130 to 140. That's what I think. But Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this content. Give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. Subscribe for future updates and have a great day. Bye.